Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. Hi, this is Neil Chasky, owner and founder of Oyate Speaks. Today we're here at the March Time's Up, Rise Up rally in Burlington, Montpelier, Vermont. As you can see, many people came out here today, which is awesome to see. You know, protect Mother Earth, against the fracking. It's a pipeline, they're working together, uniting. You know, bringing a change from a positive change. All right. Recording? Okay. Hi, we're in Vermont, Montpelier, Vermont, at the Stand Up, Rise Up event happening here. And we have somebody with us today who is actually one of the speakers. You want to introduce yourself?
My name's Nate Palmer. I've got a small farm in Moncton, Vermont. I've been involved in alternative energy projects for 20 years, so when this pipeline first came along, that was my first initial problem. It was like, this is going to kill alternative energy. How are we going to get off from fossil fuels? And then through the course of the process, they managed to reroute the farm so it actually went right 100 feet away from my living room. So it's like, that kind of made it a little more personal. Of course, I was worried about the effect it's going to have on the land. Some people are connected to the land and some aren't. It doesn't make you a good person, doesn't make you a bad person. It's just the way you're wired. For me to have them come in and trash my land is a big deal. So we're just going to put a little ditch through your property, put a pipeline. It's like, well, we want to just do a feasibility study and see if it's feasible. It's not feasible. It'll go away. But they just keep right on coming. They want what they want, and they tell you, we're willing to negotiate. Yeah, as long as you give up everything you want, so they get everything they want. I don't quite see how that's a negotiation. It's the mentality they have. I've had Don Gilbert, who's the president of Vermont Gas, come to my house and sit down at my table and say, don't you want to help out your neighbors in Rutland get gas? It's like, for me, I look down the pipeline the other way, and I want to help the neighbors on the other end of this thing where the stuff is coming from. I feel that I'm lucky in the fact that I'm only getting the pipeline. I don't have a frack gas well in my backyard, but it's all tied together. It's a pipeline. It's thousands of miles long. There's more. I can't imagine the size of the pipe if you pile it all up. From all the pipe in this country and in Canada. And it's ridiculous. When we asked them, it's like, where does this gas come from? And they come in and bring out this map, 6 feet long, put it on our kitchen table. Well, it comes from Western Alberta. It's like, okay, so you're trying to get to the International Paper Plant in New York? Why are you even in Vermont? It's got nothing to do with feeding gas to Vermont. This is to get gas through Vermont. We're just an energy corridor. They don't want to admit that that's what we are. They got no desire to hook up 2,000 people getting down through to Rutland on this pipeline and then another 10,000 down there. What they want to do is get right down through Rutland, across the Glens Falls, tied to the federal pipeline system in Glens Falls. That's what I first found out when we started looking at this project. It's like all the gas in the whole Chittenden County area, 600 pounds of pressure. And they wanted to permit this for 1,440 pounds. It's like, Why are they going for 1,440 pounds? That's federal pipeline pressure. They want mainline gas through here because they can make more money transporting gas through the state than we'll ever use in the state. It's got nothing to do with getting gas to Vermont. It's to get it through Vermont. You know, there's a lot of gas in Canada. There's a lot of population south of us. Unfortunately, Vermont's in the way, so we get run over. And I thought it was just something to do with Vermont gas, but it's not just Vermont gas. It's the gas industry. You know, it doesn't matter if it's the wellhead or if it's delivery. If you're paying the bill, you know, they're very nice to you as long as you pay your bill. But if you're anywhere in between and you're willing to let them do whatever they want, they're fine with you. But if you have any kind of resistance, you're a doormat. You know, it's like walk right over the top of you. It's like we just went through another hearing on this. I don't know how closely you followed this, but this whole pipeline project went $36 million over before they even broke ground. You know, they're that far off on their estimates. And it's absolutely ridiculous. You know, they just keep willing to throw people's money at it and throw people at it. You know, it's absolutely crazy. You know, it's like an extra $36 million to service 3,000 customers in this first phase of this project. That's over $40,000 per hookup. You know, you could do a lot of insulating, a lot of solar, a lot of alternatives with that kind of money and not be burning anything. You know?
Right. How much eminent domain is impacting people with this?
Well, they're not even talking to us about how many people are going to be impacted. You know, Vermont Gas keeps telling you, we've never had to use eminent domain since we were formed in 1965. Well, they just finished up a 3-year case of eminent domain against the Kluth family in Colchester that they put a pipeline through their family farm back in '65 and everyone paid them for the easement. So they've just been through this whole court battle to seize the original pipeline so that they can put another pipeline in next to it. It's you know, it's like the more you hear, the more you go, this is just totally insane. There's no common sense to it. And when we went through this last hearing, you know, they said, if we go ahead and reopen this hearing, will you support the pipeline? It's like, I'm never going to support the pipeline. You know, it might be more ease with what they do if they check it out. But to say that, you know, that I'm going to support it is absolutely ludicrous. So they say, you know, well, we can't satisfy the promise. There's nothing we can do. So whatever they say is totally valid. It's like, even if you oppose something, you can still have legitimate concerns and issues to deal with. They don't even look at it that way. It's like, oh, just write them off. It just drives you nuts.
What is it that's blinding the politicians?
Money. That's what it's all about, you know. I mean, there's,
what are they getting?
It's all coming from Gas Metro. If you check out our energy system in the state of Vermont, Gas Metro owns Vermont Gas, they own Green Mountain Power, they own CVPHS, and they own 40% of Velco, which is the big transmission company that's through the state. So they own it all, you know. It's like, so they need more, but they keep feeding the governor. You know, Mary Powell, who's the head of Green Mountain Power, paid for his inaugural ball. Do you suppose there's any conflict of interest there?
You know, it's sad because this is happening everywhere with politicians.
It is
happening
turning
a blind eye because they're padding their pockets.
Yeah, they are. You know, it's like they want what we've got and it doesn't matter.
Right. Well, how about, you know, they're supposed to be here for the people. And the farmers, let them rip up a family farm.
I mean, our property is we've run it organically for 28 years. And if you look at the construction plan for this project, when they come through, there's a 50-foot easement and a 25-foot temporary work area. So when they come through prime agriculture area, they strip the topsoil off the whole 75-foot wide swath to protect the topsoil. Well, if you strip the topsoil off and you put it back in 3 days, you've protected the microorganisms in theory. But if you strip it off and you pile it for 6 weeks, you've killed all the microorganisms, flora, fauna, everything is dead in there. And of course, if you're growing organically, it can take you. We had a agronomist come in from UVM that I've known for years, and he said, you know, he might have like freaking out, you know, telling me, am I overreacting? She said, well, show me the details and I'll check it out. And she took the construction schedule and the weight of the equipment and the fact that we have the high density clay soil. And she said, if they do this to your farm, you're going to be 20 years if ever, getting your soil back to where it is now. Because it's just going to wipe it right out. And they go, no, there's nothing wrong with it. And of course, you know, we're supposed to be in a democratic society. Our governor has said to everybody that works in the state, if you're for this project, speak up. If you're against it, shut up. Now, is that a democratic society here?
I commend you. You know, this is impacting your whole farm, and yet you're out here in the forefront for everyone.
I don't have any choice. Like I said, you know, I've been thrown under the bus so many times now. I figure, hey, you know, let's put a little different look at this. I'm a speed bump. I'll slow it down if nothing else, and then somebody else can kill it. You know?
Next, we'll see you driving that one. Yeah. Keep up the good work.
Well, I don't see as there's any choice, you know. I mean, people don't speak up, and that's the biggest problem. It's like there are so many people that don't even know that it's going on, and then there are a lot of other people who know what's going on, but it's like it's not in their backyard. It's like no big deal.
Ignore, you know.
And I gotta say, probably there was a point when I would have been as pathetic too. It's like, you know, after you start knowing some of these things, you can't just not know it. You know? It's like I had no idea what fracking was 4 years ago, you know. And then you start doing research, and you know, I didn't go to, you know, this group Rising Tide is involved in this 350. I didn't go to their websites to see what was going on with fracking. You know, I went to the gas and oil industry. You know, they said this is coming out of Western Alberta. I googled Western Alberta Gas and Oil Industry Association, and the stuff that I found on them that are happy with what they're doing. You know, it's like, oh my God, how can they do this? You know, you find out the huge amount of water that they're wasting. You know, you got to have your nutrient level balanced out in your land in order to grow anything. But if you don't have water, it doesn't matter how good your soil is. You're dead. You know, I mean, nobody lives without water. You know, it's when I was talking to Eileen Similaris, who's the vice president, Don Gilbert, who's the president of Vermont Gas. He said, you know, you seem to have so many problems with this.